First of all, I would like to invite Dr. Sahitya Chaturvedi, Secretary General, IBPC Dubai and CFO, Ajmal Computer, Sustainable Finance Expert. Please welcome our next guest, Dr. Amitabh Upadhyay, Director, Academic Partnerships, GEDU Dubai, Specialist in Hospitality and Sustainability Education. I welcome Dr. Amitabh Upadhyay. And next is Lubna Naeem, Director, Media Center for Sustainability, Specialist in Sustainable Healthcare. And now I would like to invite Thomas Varghese, CEO and co-founder, Foresight Technologies, developer of AI-powered ESG reporting tools. So these are the distinguished panelists. Please have a seat. So before I start this panel, I would like you to please give a great round of applause again. So without any offense, I would like to start with Lubna Naeem. So Lubna Naeem, what does sustainability means to you? And when you think about sustainability, what comes in your mind first?
A very good evening to everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Z Media for sure, and the background behind this whole thing together we tell. And as far as I'm concerned, because I'm from the healthcare sector, so sustainability for me means building and running healthcare systems in a way that it meets the needs of the patient today and in future in the most qualitative way. It should balance clinical excellence, it should have a perfect environmental impact, very important financial viability and social responsibility as well. So once we say that, it can just draw down into multiple keys. I mean, using and promoting preventative healthcare for us to have a sustainable and less pressure on the physical infrastructure and maintaining the cost of the healthcare ecosystem per se. Using digital AI techniques like telemedicine, again, to reduce less pressure on the physical infrastructure. At the same time, using less harmful chemicals, creating an ecosystem in itself, including healthcare, where there is inclusivity, there is diversity. Above all, maintaining, again, I would say the patient care in the highest quality. That's for me, is to create a sustainability in healthcare means create a resilient system that is financially viable, that is economically stable, at the same time having a great impact. That's it.
Have to be conserved over a period of time. And if we are not responsible, maybe we will find it very
difficult. That's the need of an hour so that it can be passed from generation to generation.
Exactly.
So now I would like to start with Lubna again. Lubna, if we talk about the challenges, so what are the possible main barriers you see?
So I would say that initial high cost, because most of the green technologies or energy efficient equipments or waste management projects, they require heavy cost. And that might be resulting in a long-term saving and long-term benefit, but sometimes it becomes tight on the shorter-term budgets on the companies. More importantly, the lack of awareness amongst people about sustainability as a word when it's been overused, which creates a lot of resistance and change. people think that it's going to disrupt the day-to-day operations, it's going to create effect on the patient experience, and so on and so forth. Now, there could be competing priorities as well. So when we talk about healthcare, yes, sustainability and its rules are there, but it could be secondary because the primary concern for a healthcare provider is to look after the emergency preparedness or the patient care is the primary and the utmost kind of duty, And again, as I agree with all three of my colleagues here, that supply chain, it's an important aspect. Not many because healthcare is heavily dependent on consumables, pharma. Many suppliers or vendors might not have a greener options, right? And again, the point is, even if you invest that kind of money or budget to that, what's the quantifiable way of maintaining and justifying towards the end of the year? So that's where people like Mr. Thomas is foresee as a company is coming to place, and where they can give us quantifiable data, and hence we can justify the management, because that's equally important at the end of the day. But yeah, I think these are the main barriers which we face, and I think it's improvement. We are there. It's just a little more pushed by people like us, and inshallah we'll be there.
What whole education policies can play into implementing and improving the system we call?
It has a major role because awareness is the most important factor to have a sustainable future. So when we talk about the SDGs of United Nations, we are talking about imbibing all those 17 into our curriculum in some way or another, depending upon what particular stream we are talking about. So recently, in the last decade or so, degrees or qualifications in sustainable development, whether it is from the point of view of its economic and financial development is concerned, whether it is any other kind of infrastructure development is concerned, all these have to be looked into from the point of view of sustainability. Curriculum is one thing, then not only curriculum may be so effective, it is equally important that students are taken to various projects, because nowadays we are, as far as teaching and learning is concerned, it is no more just a sage on the stage and lecturing in the classroom, because that doesn't help as much. We are in the times of information communication technologies where everything is available to you at the click of a button. So why should a student be listening to your lecture for 1 hour? It is rather boring. So bringing them into projects, and projects that are focused not only for the purpose of learning but also creating something. The newer generations, as we all know, are pretty far-sighted as far as their way of thinking is concerned. They think more
more practical solutions.
Yes.
How investors are seeing this as a cause or as an opportunity?
Yeah, sure. Questions. Again, I can really talk a lot, but I have to respect the time. And prior to that, I have to respect the media today, the mic which is in my hands. I have been from the childhood seeing the media 35 years, just now it was announced. And I want to also mention here that a year back, Mr. Rajesh Agrawal was here in his presence in the embassy of India, Dubai. We felicitated GTV on Vishwa Hindi Divas, which it was the first private channel in Hindi language. So again, congratulations and a big round of applause to that. Now, as coming the sustainability as an investment or as a cost or an opportunity, I again go back to the childhood when we used to listen to culture, Bijli hai Shakti, इसे व्यर्थ ना गवाओ, जितनी जरूरत हो उतनी जमाओ. Meaning to say that if sustainability is on the objective, sustainability is on the accountability, sustainability is on the education, the knowledge, and each and every aspect, the infrastructure, the ecosystem needs to be developed for that. And yes, this is without sustainable future, we cannot live. The civilization cannot exist, and that's where it is a matter of investment. Wherever the opportunities are, there are the investments, and wherever the investments are, it begins to achieve, to pass, to reach to a journey, you have to take some steps. So that's where the cost has to be. So it is a difference.
That's it. And Thomas sir, how do you see that? How do you see technology is a driver or an enabler to the sustainability?
Like I mentioned earlier, and like you listening to the panelists to mention that everything is hand in hand, right? So you need something out there to bind it all together, right? That's what technology does today. So we can't be speaking license, and that's what all of them said right now, right? Now, so we could be in one industry, right? We could be in healthcare industry, we could be in Canada, we could be in finance, we could be in the FSI, we could be in anything, right? But it's a connected story, because can anyone really say that, you know, I did not harm the environment while driving from wherever you are to here, right? I'm also not touched, right? So it's a common responsibility. So technology basically becomes the binding piece. That's what I was put it. And it's not a magic bullet, right? It will not take seconds. So I got technology, you know, I can do anything. You know, it's a journey. You have to start small, you know, focus on what can be done. It's not practical today for everything to be measured, everything to be preserved, and then to be solved by technology. Right? So it's all baby steps, but I would say that technology is that binding force which can make those ambitions come true. You know? And how do you know that you achieved it? Right? You need to know, right? Yeah. So that's what technology comes and helps you, and then, you know, you get to one level, then let's plan the next level. So the foundation has to be built first, based on all what we discussed right now, and then technology is always there to support you as a supporting actor, right? But academia, industry, you know, media, everybody has to play their role, and every individual in this room and outside, including myself, have to play a role, right? So.